coming off a career-high 5 goals in this last game. I mean, what went into this comeback against UMass?
Yeah, I think we came out very hot in that game. We had a great first quarter, and then I think we kind of took it off the gas pedal a little in the second quarter. So I think we regrouped very well at halftime and were able to dig deep in the second half. And I think we have a lot of trust in each guy on the team, and we were all able to, you know, put in some production to dig in deep and come back in the second half.
And just looking at the players right now, between yourself and Morgan Cheek, obviously playing well together. He had 5 helpers, you have 5 goals. How have you guys been able to build off the success that each one of you is having?
Yeah, again, I think it's all about trust. We all know that we're all capable of making plays, so we kind of just read each other. If Morgan is looking to make a play, then I'm off ball, and vice versa. And I think it's good to see. I think you can see all the production that every single person on our team has put in, especially on the offensive end. And yeah, it's really working out well for us.
And just looking at this run of success that you guys have had, 3 consecutive overtime victories. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like that. I mean, how many overtime games have you been a part of before this season?
I don't know the exact number, but probably less than 3, to be honest. So yeah, it's been quite a ride so far this year.
And I mean, when you go into these games and you have the overtime, I mean, obviously you guys are winning these games. I mean, what is the coach saying to you before you go into the overtime? How are you able to finish all these games off?
Well, I think it's all about just continuing to do what you do. I don't think when it comes to overtime, I don't think anything changes. It's about sticking with the fundamentals, sticking with what we've been practicing. And I think we got that first overtime win against Villanova. So going into the second 2, it was a place that we've been before. So I think we had a certain calmness about us that maybe the other teams didn't have, and it's helped out.
Well, and looking at the Ivy League as a whole, obviously you guys coming in at number 12, you've got Yale and Brown at 6 and 7, certainly making at least a partial claim to being the top conference in the country. How are you feeling about being part of such a competitive league, and where do you see Harvard falling as things go throughout the season?
Yeah, I think it's definitely great that we're that the Ivy League is doing so well so far. But I think for us, it's not really something we're so much worried about. We're just worried about every day at practice, putting in the work, and where we fall at the end of the year will be a matter of how hard we work at practice every day and putting in and coming every day ready to play.
And looking forward to your next game. This is a game that we're excited for. You'll be able to see it right here on LSN, part of a doubleheader along with our Hofstra and Georgetown game. Looking at a team like Duke, what do you have to go out there and do as a team to get the W in this game?
Yeah, obviously it's a great opportunity for us. I mean, Duke is yearly, year in, year out, top 5 team. But I think for us, we're not so much worried about them right now. We're focused on today, and this whole week of practice is very big for us and getting better. And come Saturday, we're just hoping that we're prepared for the challenge.
And looking at the record, you guys 3-0. Teams obviously want to get to that mark to start the season. What are the things that you're doing well? What are the things you think you still need to work on?
I think we're a very well conditioned team. So I think you've seen a lot of the second half comebacks that we had. I think that's in part due to our high conditioning level, even though we're trying to get it even better. But I think we can do better in just keeping that urgency and focus up in every single minute, every single quarter of the game, so we don't really have those drop-offs kind of like we had in the second quarter against UMass.
And just looking at you individually as a player, always like to know, who are the players that you looked up to and tried to emulate as you were growing up?
Trying to think. For me, I guess a guy that I always kind of tried to emulate was Steele Stanwick. I think everybody knows about him in the lacrosse world. He was a pretty unbelievable player at Virginia, and I think we kind of share similar skill sets with our vision and stick skills and stuff like that. So he was definitely someone growing up that I always watch play and, try to pick pieces of his game up.
Yeah, I've heard his family is not terrible at lacrosse. I mean, I'm not an expert or anything, but it just seems like something that I've heard in passing. But always have to ask too, what's the weapon of choice?
The weapon of choice. We're sponsored by STX. I use a STX surgeon head, and I think it's a surgeon shaft too. But yeah.
That's the thing. Gotta ask for the kids. I mean, we're playing to the demo here. We're having fun.
Yeah, sure.
And what's on the pregame mixtape?
Pre-game mixtape. I kind of go with whatever the team's got going. We have a DJ guy on our team, so I'm usually just on his SoundCloud playlist.